This is a true story that I made up, titled Hell Couldn't Handle Me. Woe is 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 me. She is gone. She left me alone in this cold, cruel, miserable world. She is no more. No more soft kisses stolen one hot summer afternoon as a playful breeze toyed with her hair. No more laughs tumbling out of our mouths as if we were two school children running home from our classes. No more soft, soaking caresses by tender hands as the embers of the fire drift to sleep. Okay, so none of that actually happened, but it might have happened. It could have happened, but now it can't because she's gone. I don't know what I'm going to do. Began simple enough. As she walked out, I called after her, begging, pleading, crying out, my love, my angel, my perfection, please stay, wait, don't go, we can work this out. But still she left me. So I behaved as you might expect. Sobbing, sniveling, weeping, wailing, bawling, blubbering my sorrows out to my dog, my companion through these times of turmoil. And Fido fell asleep. He closed his eyes on my woes, on my worries, until I brought him a puppy treat, and then he stood up, and that's when I realized simply crying out my woes and my worries would do no good. The world would fall asleep. But if I did some action, if I brought her some puppy treat, she would respond. I must do something. I must buy her something. Cards, cashmere, chocolate. I took these to her, my body prostrate on the ground, holding up these gifts, offerings, sacrifices to her glory. But she did not want them. She would not even look at them, so I realized I must prove my love, not with gifts, but I must do some action, some deed to show my love to her. I must climb to the top of Mount Everest and plant a flag in its peak with her name on it. Compose a poem panegizing her perfections, a poem that will be remembered for centuries to come. Bring an orchestra to her bedroom window that softly seduces her to sleep each night with a serenade about love. And I did these things and more. I tamed lions, wild lions, and I brought them to her doorstep. I flew to the sky collecting clouds for her pillow. I covered her in a blanket made of rose petals woven together using the silk from a spider's tail, and she called the cops on me. So I ran, I hit the hills, the mountains, searching for peace. And there, I learned to meditate. And I was a good meditator. Out quieting, out humbling, out umming every monk there. And I did 7 years worth of meditation in just 3 weeks' time. And it was through this meditation, through this searching for inner peace, for this searching for solace with the state of the world as it is, it was through all this that I was shown the answer. I must buy her bigger things. I sold my house, my car, my dog. I sold my grandmother. And I used this money to buy a boat, a plane, a county, a country, a kingdom, a planet. She returned these with the gift receipts. And that's when I knew it would not work. I knew it was over. I knew that there was nothing more that I could do. So I did the only thing left for me to do. I killed myself. I climbed to the top of a mountain or a telephone pole or a building, it doesn't really matter, because I threw myself off that peak, falling straight into the infinite abyss below, ripping right through the fabric of reality, shredding any semblance of time, falling straight into the furnace of hell, where I was caught in the devil's flames, my soul becoming charred as it is ripped from my still feeling flesh. The tortures were fantastic. The pain unbearable, but I bore it, for the pain in my heart was worse. And I did not feel the lashes slashed into my back with a burning whip. Did not notice the maggots feasting on my innards and crawling out through my mouth. did not care that my limbs were being ripped from my body, fed to that 6-year-old cannibalistic child over there. And finally, Satan came to me, Lucifer himself. He stood before me, his form horrifyingly awesome in my presence. And he stared into my eyes, his flames surveying this hollowed shell of a body. And finally, Satan spoke. Listen, man, you're really bringing down the vibe of this place. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Go on. My sorrows have banished me from hell itself, and now I am forced to wander this world looking for some place to suit my mood, some location repulsive, repugnant, revolting enough to suit my temper. So I thought I'd move to Jonesboro, Tennessee. And now that I am here, I ask all of you, what is this thing that inspires us to forsake our pride, our dignity, our very existence in the mere hope of holding on to some ethereal fantasy? And I ask all the women here tonight, all 4 of you, I ask, after I have revealed to you something of myself, after I have opened up my soul and poured it out to all of you, after I have cried to you through my words, and you have comforted me by listening to me, I ask you, now that I'm saying, you do anything next Friday?